Before we start this video, I just want to make clear, the review we're doing on this mower, I paid for. I bought with my own money. This is not any kind of paid sponsorship, just so you know. And there's your dinner. Pterodactyl here, and I always get asked this question. Hey Taryl, what's the best mower I should buy? And my answer is always the same. They haven't made one yet. But I'm going to show you the mower that I bought. And that mower is this Taryl 50-inch time cutter. And the only reason I bought this mower over all the other brands is because I had a 52-inch time cutter, which I had bought used in 2013 for $500. It came into the shop, it didn't run. It had notorious leaky needle and seat in that crawler carburetor. So I put a new carburetor kit in it, tuned it up, and have basically done nothing to it since then. Now this is a 2002 model that I bought used in 2013. I've had it for 12 years. And like I said, all I did to it is when it came in that day, the crankcase was full of gas. It wouldn't start, it was hydrolocked. The people that owned it were frustrated with it. They said it was a piece of junk. They had nothing but trouble with it, and they wanted to sell it. And I said, how much? And they said $500. And I said, I'll buy that mower for $500. An hour later, I had it running. And again, all I had to do was put that needle and seat carburetor kit in that crawler carburetor. So let me show you what engine this one's got on. This has got the crawler 17 horse single cylinder command engine. And these engines were known for leaky needle and seats. So you could get a carb kit to repair it, or you can put a new carburetor on it. And it's got the remote oil filter on it, and the only reason they did that is because it's so tight in there. So I did that, changed the oil in it, sharpened the blades, and basically in the last 12 years has done nothing to it. Other than every 2 years I bring it in and I service it. I change the oil, sharpen or change the blades, I grease it. It's even got the original battery in it from when I bought it from the guy in 2013, because it's still got the battery code date on it of 2013. And he bought this battery at Rural King, and it was a brand new battery at the time, because he said he couldn't get it to start. Again, it was hydrolocked. There was a bunch of gas in there. You'd hit the key and it wouldn't do nothing. I did have to put a fuel pump on it. I think it was last year the fuel pump failed. And I did replace one of the idler pulleys. But I have not put a belt on this. I have not put a drive belt. I have not put a deck belt on it. I don't know what they did to it from 2002 to 2013. But it's been a good mower, so I figured, you know what, let me get another one. So this is the one I got. I wanted the one with the My Ride, because it's got the suspension platform on it, so you got a smooth ride on it. Because we had done a review on one of these a few years back for Taryl. But the one we did the review on, they had changed a few things on it from this brand new one that I got. And one of the things they changed, and we're going to show you some pictures of the older model, or the model from maybe a year or two prior, is they used to have this aluminum caster wheel support that bolted to the front axle. Now they got, oh, listen to that guy's out there hitting everything he ain't supposed to be. It sounds like he just killed the motor. See? I should go give him this shirt. Knucklehead operating power equipment. So they changed that, and they also had a speed control option here where you had 3 different positions where you could change the speed, which was basically a lever that limited the speed of the transmissions. It would just, you'd stick it in a different position. They had a learning position, they had a towing position, and they had like a mow position. So we'll show you a picture of that. They eliminated that. But other than that, it's the same mower. It's got a fabricated deck. It's not stamped like that one's a stamped steel deck. But again, this is a residential model. This isn't a commercial model. There he goes. Started it up again. Must have dislodged whatever he ran over. But it's got a stamped steel deck, and it's got that deck design on here that you don't get that windrow effect. Like if you're cutting tall grass, now you get that windrow or that hayfield effect. This kind of evenly distributes the grass as it comes out of the chute. Now I ordered a bagger for it, but the bagger hasn't in yet. As I had mentioned earlier in a previous video, I ordered this mower. It was supposed to be in back in late February, early March. I had just gotten it probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. It finally came in. But the bagger is still on back order because I want a bagger because we got leaves. So to give you an idea of how much grass I'm cutting, I live on a 1 acre lot. But I don't cut the whole acre because, as you can see, part of it is wooded. So it's basically about 3/4 of an acre that I'm cutting. And I cut it once a week. So that just gives you an idea how much wear and tear I'm putting on my mower. So you figure the average homeowner puts about 40 hours a year on their lawnmower. So that's why you have an hour meter. So when you look at the hour meter, try to divide that by 40, and that'll give you an idea of about how many years old the mower is, if that'll help you. But that's what they say. The average homeowner, no matter what size mower deck they got, puts about 40 hours a year on their mower. So neither my older model or the newer model, neither one of them have hour meters on them. Now, I believe that was an option you could get. This one's got a spot for lights, headlight option, which I don't have. There's no lights on it, which I don't need because I'm not mowing at night. And over here I can see under this graphic that may also be a hole for either an hour meter or a headlight. But again, I don't need that. Some people want hour meters. I don't really care because I own a lawnmower shop, so I can fix whatever I got. But I don't care about that stuff. I chose the 23 horse kind of sucky engine for it over the brakes and scrap them and that crappy crawler engine that they got. But again, these aren't bulletproof engines either. They have problems with the starters, just like all these engines now, just like the crawlers, just kind of sucky. And then Taryl had their own engine for a while that was made in China, and they had trouble with those starters too. So the starter is a problem. But again, you only got 3 choices, so this was the best choice out of the 3. We don't see a lot of kind of suckies in our shop. And if we do for repair, it's usually because the knucklehead that's operating it either ran it out of oil, didn't check the oil, or did something to it, poured a bunch of crap in it. But I feel that's a good engine. Now, my old one was a 52 inch, and this is a 50. Now, I could have got a 54, but I have some areas on my property that are kind of narrow, and I didn't want to go bigger to where there was going to be a problem, where it was going to be tight because of the way that chute sticks out so far. So if I had a 54, that chute was going to stick out even further, and I was afraid that was going to get in the way, so I went with the 50. And I believe they also make this in a 60-inch. But it's a good looking mower. I mean, aesthetically, it's good looking. I like the styling of it. It's got a nice seat, nice sewn seat. I did notice they angled the gas cap on it. It's not sticking straight up and down. I don't know the reason behind that. I could only speculate that that might have to do with instead of having it straight up and down, maybe in case people leave them outside like a lot of people do, which you shouldn't do. Might help keep water from getting in the fuel tank. It's got your lever back here so you can adjust the suspension for the MyRide. You know, that makes it stiffer, that makes it less stiff. It's just a big spring, big giant spring under here. The battery's in a good spot, easy to get to. Everything looks like it's pretty accessible. The seat doesn't lift up, so if you need to get under the seat, you can. Now, there were a couple of problems when it came in, because I bought this from my brother, because my brother's a Taurus dealer. So I figured I'd get it from him. Plus, I can get a deal on it, because he's my brother. He's going to give me a deal. They didn't have the seat switch hooked up from the factory. So he said he had to pull the seat off to hook that up. And then one of the connectors for the safety on the arm wasn't connected at the factory. So they had to hook that up. So right out of the crate, they couldn't get it to start. They had some issues with it. Now, if you watched that video we did on the review of this mower, one of the things I didn't like over this mower that I already have is that it's got a 1/2-inch belt on it to drive that deck, where mine has a 5/8 belt. A little bit thicker, a little heavier. So I wish they would have put a little heavier belt on it. And we did have a few of these come in, the older models. They've got this thing for the spring. I know we had one where we couldn't get enough tension on the belt. We put a new belt on it. But again, that was an older model of one of these time cutters. We ended up eliminating this, and I just stuck a bolt in there. And then we stretched the spring to go over the bolt, which kind of put this much more tension on it. And I don't know why we put the OEM belt on it, why the belt was still loose on that customer's mower, but that's what we had to do. And that was a couple years ago, and they haven't been back, so it must have worked. What else is there other than that? Other than that, there it is. That's the mower that I decided to buy. Again, residential. This isn't a commercial grade mower. I got a residential lot. I'm just cutting grass. I'm not out in my woods cutting paths with my mower. The only thing I'm cutting is grass. So that's a big issue I see, is people using the mower for what it's not intended to be used for. And that's where the problems come in. That's why some of these customers we have a lot of problems, because they're cutting stumps, cutting all kinds of stuff you're not supposed to cut. This is what it's made to cut: grass. Nice lawns, like the ones in my neighborhood. And another thing, just do the maintenance on it. Whether it's 1 year or 2 years. I don't put enough time on my mower every year to do it every year. That's why I do it every 2 years. I probably don't put 20 or 30 hours a year on my mower. One very simple, basic thing to do. When you get done, you got one of these? You got one of these at home? When you get done mowing, take this and blow it off. blow it off before you put it away. That's all you got to do. That'll eliminate a lot of issues you have. I don't know how many mowers come in that got grass packed this deep on it. Some of the grass had been on there so long it started growing new grass. Blow it off. Now it's got these washout plugs on here, these ports. I'm not a fan of these. My other one, my 02, also has one, never used it. And I'll tell you why. Because we had customers that were using them, and we found that it was actually washing the grease out of that bottom bearing of the spindle. Because then we had these mowers coming in, and I'm like, the upper spindle's got grease in it, the lower one don't. Now, I'm not saying you don't have to use it, but if you've got a mower that doesn't have grease fittings on the spindles, I would suggest not using it. I've got grease fittings. So if I was to use that thing, after I got done using it, the next thing I would do would be to grease my spindles, because if any water had got up in there, it's going to push it out. Now, I don't know if these got grease fittings on there, but we're going to find out. And I like these covers because look, that's how quick and easy you can pop the cover off to get to the spindles. Now, I don't see any grease fittings on here. And I'm sure there's none, because they've taken grease fittings off. But that doesn't mean I can't add one to it somewhere. But I don't see one. So we'll see how well these spindles hold up. It's got let me get my spectacles on here. They've got Hydrogear non-serviceable transmissions on here. But again, this isn't a commercial grade mower. And my older one here, I don't know what transmissions are on here. But again, residential mower, not commercial. So you're not going to have that. And being how this mower is 22 years old, never had a problem with the transmissions, never had a problem with these arms. And you know why that is? Because I'm not abusing it. I'm just using it what it's intended to be used for, and that's cutting grass and keeping it clean. So I'm not getting rid of this, I'm keeping this. Because I also got a lawn vac. So I use this to pull the lawn vac. And plus I own a mower shop, so I've always got multiple mowers. Now, I'm not a brand person. I'm not one that's just like, I'm Taryl. I'm nothing but Taryl. I'm a Taryl guy. I'm a John Deere guy. No, I'm not one of them kind of guys. I've had John Deeres. I've had MTDs. I've had Aaron's. I've had Toros. I've had them all. Same with cars. I've had Fords. I've had Chevys. I've had foreign cars, Nissans. I've had them all. I don't care. It's just a car. Just like this is just a lawnmower. And it's all on how you take care of it. That's a lot. That has a lot to do with it. How you're taking care of it and how you're using it. So, what we're going to do, since I don't know how well this thing is going to last or what problems we're going to have, we'll just keep you updated. So if I have any issues with this thing over the next few years, I'll be sure to point them out. Because the thing is, you don't know. It's new. You only know what the salesman is telling you. And you know why he's a salesman? Because he wants to make sales. So he'll tell you anything. You know who finds out? You and me, the consumer, when we buy this stuff, if it's any good or not. So I'm sure in the comment section below, there's going to be a bunch of comments of people who might have one of these, and they're going to probably say they either love it or they hate it, it's a piece of crap, and they've been having nothing but trouble with it. And a lot of times, it's something they're doing. But we'll keep you updated on it, and I'll let you know how it works out. But so far, I've only used it twice. It seems like a good mower. It cuts nice. I like the way it cuts. It rides. It's real comfortable to ride. And it wasn't really priced too bad compared to other brands. Again, they're all doing the fabricated deck now. I notice when you go to look at these mowers, they're all fabricated decks. Oh, and another thing, they always want you to, we always suggest that you buy from a servicing dealer. Well, I'm finding out that this isn't always true either. You know, if you buy it from the box store, they don't service it. So then you have to take it to a servicing dealer. And the servicing dealers, a lot of times, they have the right to refuse to even work on it under warranty. If it's a warranty issue, that's another thing. If it's a warranty issue, if you hit something with it and it's brand new and it breaks a belt, that's not warranty. That's abuse. So you have to know what the warranty covers. And a lot of times the way you find out is the hard way. When they call you up and go, you owe me $300, and you go, $300 for what? It's brand new, it should be under warranty. No, you hit a stump. That's not warranty. So you need to know what the warranty is. So I'm going to tell you a little story, so gather around. It's story time. So I would always tell people, you know, buy from a servicing dealer, so that way if you have trouble with it, you can take it back to the dealer and they can fix it or service it or fix it under warranty. So we've got, in the next town over, I think it's a Bad Boy dealer or Big Dog, one of them two. I get the two mixed up. But the guy bought this mower, it's brand new, and he was having trouble with it, and it was still on warranty. So he takes it back to the dealer he bought it from. It has a kind of sucky engine on it, a Kawasaki. And they told him, well, I don't have a Kawasaki technician here, so we can't do the warranty on it. I'm like, wait a minute. They're a dealer, they're selling this piece of equipment, and they don't have a technician for Kawasaki? If it was a Kohler or a Briggs, we could have helped you. But it's got a Kawasaki, so you're going to have to find a Bad Dog dealer that's got a Kawasaki tech. So the guy can't find one, so he calls me. So I tell him, I'm not authorized to do Kawasaki warranty. I said, so if you bring it here, whatever's wrong with it, you're going to have to pay. So he says, all right, I'll bring it in. So he brings it in, he tells me what it's doing. He's got a bag full of spark plugs, and they're all black. And he goes, yeah, it'll run for a while with these plugs in them, and then I got to take them out and put 2 new plugs in it. I said, okay. So I go out there and look at it, and you know what it was? The choke. The way they had that choke cable routed in this weird configuration on this Bad Dog, that it had frozen, and the choke was partially closed. So I go, the choke is stuck. He goes, yeah, I don't use that. You don't need it. It starts without it. Yeah, it starts without it because it's partially closed all the time. So I go, that's not a Kawasaki issue. That's Bad Dog, Big Dog, or whatever that thing is. I said, it just needs a choke cable. So we call up the dealer, and I go, hey, this thing just needs a choke cable. I go, do you want me to put it on? And then I'll charge the guy, and then you can just reimburse him since this thing is still under warranty. And he's like, oh, that's all that's wrong with it? That's all it needs is a choke cable? And I go, yeah, that's all it needs, a choke cable. Okay, we'll send them back to me. So you got technicians there. I don't care if you're a brakes and scrap 'em tech, a crawlers tech, or a Kawasaki tech. They're a lawnmower. They all work the same way. Why couldn't this knucklehead dealership just go out there and take a look at it for the guy? I was out there for 30 seconds and figured out what was wrong with it. The choke was stuck. That's why it was fouling the plugs. The stupid choke cable was frozen on it. And I told them, I said, make sure, and I told them this too, I go, make sure when they route that cable to not route it the same way. I said, route it this way so it doesn't stick. All right, now I got another one for you. We had another guy with one of them scrub cadets, and he took it back to the dealer, and the dealer said, well, yeah, you bought it from us and everything, but we're 5 weeks out. We're gonna be 5 weeks before we can get to it, man. We'll fix it. But then the guy's like, I can't wait 5 weeks. So they called me up, and I said, well, again, I'm not a scrub cadet dealer. I can't fix it under warranty. He says, I don't care. I need my mower. I'll pay. So we brought it in, and it was a warranty issue, and we fixed it, and he paid. So yeah, that doesn't always apply, buying it from a servicing dealer or buying it at the box store. But I hope this video helped you. Check out our other videos. Follow me with your new mowers or used mowers, Facebook, Instagram, and soon to be banned TikTok. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Go to our web store, check out the stuff we got, like this t-shirt, which I'm gonna go give to the neighbor because he's out there hitting stuff. And as always, there's your dinner. Woo! New mower! Let's see if it lasts. Is it any good? We'll find out. And if not, I'm gonna be throwing it through Taryl's front window.
Yeah, it looks like your old one's a little bit faster.
Yeah, well, I don't think the RPMs are where they should be. I'm gonna have to take it to the shop and adjust the RPMs, and then we'll have a rematch.
Yeah, all right, well, whatever. That little 23 horse ain't nothing for that 17 horser, baby. Maybe next time, kid. There's your supper on that one. Roasted.